Okay guys, so the Rick admitted to reverse boosting or two boxing. And it's kind of interesting because he mentions here that he will never do this in multiplayer because he doesn't need to. And that's really interesting because I want to come over here to his channel. So what you see here in the gameplay, I'll bring it back just a little bit. Maybe about here is fine. So I'll break it down for you and tell you why he's reverse boosting right now. So yeah, so as you guys can see right now, he's already found a lobby in this video. But I want to tell you right now, there is absolutely no reason you would start a video off like this unless you're reverse boosting or two boxing. So basically what he's done here is he's, hit record or whatever. He's queued into a game with his bot account, searched for a game, found a lobby, backed out his bot accounts or multiple bot accounts or whatever. And then he started off the video like this. And he also has like many videos on his channel where he does this. He doesn't, show the whole process of him searching for a game just like everyone else. On my channel, I'll show you guys that I'm not reverse boosting. So I'll show you guys that I'm the only player in my party. I'll search for a game, find a lobby, then join into the game, right? But the Rick doesn't do that. I'd probably say I've seen maybe like another 3 videos on his channel where he's, done this. Because a lot of the time he's like, talking about other YouTubers or other content creators, trying to expose them or whatever. And a lot of the time, his videos actually contain, gameplay from his streams and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure. But there are times where he does like a live commentary where he's just making a video like this. And it's just weird because he doesn't fully show, the matchmaking process. He kind of half does it, or he just completely skips it entirely, and then just he'll do his intro and then he'll just cut it to the gameplay, which is kind of weird because I don't do that. And knowing the Rick, he's against all this type of stuff, reverse boosters, two boxes, cheaters and all that. But yeah, it's just kind of weird that he's doing this in his videos. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do that. And keep in mind, he actually has a 3 KD, so we'll have a listen here and check it out.
Now, the crazy thing about this, where the Rick goes on and talks about his two boxing, and the excuses he makes is that he just wants to relax and chill, is kind of weird because the Rick openly admits to having a 3 KD already. I mean, I thought he had a 2 KD, but then he admits, no, I have a 3 KD.
And we all know that's, bullshit, because what the Rick does is when he streams, because he streams like every day, right? Or almost every day. He likes to party up with his viewers, which is completely fine. That's actually pretty cool that he does that. But what he will do is when he's partied up with them, what will actually happen is he'll get easier lobbies, right? Because he's, partied up with his viewers that are, not that good at the game. So he kind of just gets a free game every time he queues up with them. And it boosts his KD and, his stats and stuff like that. But it's just kind of funny because he says down here that he will never do this on multiplayer because he doesn't need to, right? But yet he's over here doing it. And it's just, I'm not going to I'll go through his, videos and find every single video where he's done this. You can go have a look for yourself. And this is kind of interesting too, because he says, but Warzone, I may do it once or twice a month because Warzone SBM is unplayable. That's just kind of a weird way of saying that. That's kind of like saying it in a way to where if you read that, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. He's only doing it once or twice a month. It's not that bad. That's just kind of the way he, states it down here, which is kind of weird. So in this video, he exposes a couple of like content creators for reverse boosting, but it's going to be interesting because we're going to actually hear what he thinks about the reverse boosters and two boxes. So
ladies and gentlemen, it's Rick. Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. And I just got to say, I love what I do.
We all know he loves what he does.
Reverse boosting bitches for being liars, manipulators, cheaters, frauds, whatever you want.
So this is kind of what he generally thinks about when he's, exposing like these reverse boosters and stuff. And it's kind of funny on the way he promoted himself on his channel because he's, against all this type of stuff, like against reverse boosters, two boxes, cheaters, and, whatever. But yet he's going to go ahead and like blatantly do it on his videos. Like, I don't get that. So basically he's, a fraud, a liar, a cheater, in my opinion. And he also says, and yes, I'm man enough to admit my mind changed on the two box. His mind hasn't changed. He's been doing it for a long time, in my opinion. And you got comments like this. He could have been two boxing the whole time. I mean, yes, he was two boxing the whole time. I don't know how many times, but he was doing it. And you also got this comment. It sounds like he's trying to get ahead of being exposed. I mean, that could be true. But yeah, guys, I thought I would like cover it a little bit. To prove to you guys that he has been doing it. I'm not going to say he's been doing it the whole time, but he does do it, and it's kind of weird that he's against all that type of stuff.